The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. We are rolling through August like a sea monster. Gotta love that. It's a nice day out. It's not too hot. But I'm heating things up in here tonight with another in-person guest. Love the in-person shows. They're more personal than the Zoom shows, but all shows are great. But before we get to her, I got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So we have a new one. Gone Viet Subs in Brockton. They're new. They make delicious lunches and morsels. We got Cycle Pros in Bridgewater. We got the Barber Shop in Whitman on Route 27 as you're going south on the left. Debbie does a great job. We got Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts in the removal and installation of quartz and granite, and installation and removal. We got Lynch's Towing, Auto Cycle, and Truck Center in Brockton. One number for towing, one number for projects. Always in search of new wheels, scrap metal, anything my pal Lynchy there can handle. He does it all. We got Advanced Auto Performance in Brockton. We got Eli's Auto Care in Taunton. We got Tom Auto in Middleborough. We got John's Greenhouses and Florist Shop in Brockton. We got 111 Tattoo Collective in Brockton. We have Autotown Auto Glass and Auto Body in Abington. We have One Good Credit in Brockton. We have Rod's Smoke Barbecue and Pizza in Brockton. We have C&J Auto Body and Auto Glass Towing in Stoughton. We got the Gun Runner LLC, the Second Amendment Freedom Store in Middleborough. We got RW Carpet and Flooring in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. We got Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We have Doggy Boutique, all breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We have Easton Fitness in the Village Shops in Northeastern, and we have Joe's Diner in Taunton. I want to thank you guys very much. And now, I'll introduce this lovely young woman here. She's a rapper named Remedy Stone. She's from Worcester. Haven't had a Worcester guest in a while, but we've had a lot of them, and it's nice to add her to the collection. So, Remedy, thank you for coming out here. I know it took a while.
Yeah, it was a trip.
And halfway through the show, we're going to hear a couple of her songs on Spotify, I believe, and we'll talk about those as well. So, first of all, Remedy, like what I do with every guest is I just try to profile them and find out what they were like as kids. Now, you said you live in Worcester now, but you didn't grow up there, right?
Yeah.
Where were you from originally?
Leominster.
Oh, okay, that's pretty close.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, west of Boston, mid-state. That's nice. Okay. All right. What did you aspire to as a child? Like, did you get into music as a little kid? You don't look that old now, anyway.
Yeah, so basically when I was a kid, like I was just listening to music, like different types of, because I'm Latina.
Okay.
And so like, was into different types of like culture, Spanish, reggaeton, and then as time went on, pop kind of interfered and rock interfered. So like different types of genres kind of like cultivated me to like create my own sound.
Oh, okay. So you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, since I was a kid.
Okay. How old were you when you started when you did your first song about?
I think I was like 15. I did it like in a closet. It was like.
Okay, but you wanted to see how it felt before you brought it to the forefront. I understand.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
it was just I would just happen to be there. It was like after high school, and I just
okay.
They had a studio, and then they.
You had a studio in your house?
No, it was at like someone's house. Like it was like a friend's house, and I went there, and they had a studio in the bedroom. It was just like we were just all chilling. So he just put a beat and he just put me on. So
sweet.
I just started,
okay.
like kind of like rapping, but I'm more of a singer than a rapper, but I do both. Like
okay.
So I sing and rap.
Did you sing as a child too? Did you?
I sang first before rapping even came about.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, did you take? How old were you when you started singing?
Like 7, probably younger than that.
Okay.
Probably was humming as soon as I got out the womb. I don't know.
You take voice lessons as a kid?
No.
You never took it. You just picked it up yourself.
Emulated it by sounds and different music, different artists, and just copied what they did and just practiced in all the time. Like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have any ones that were extra inspirational to you that you want to mention?
I did like Evanescence. Like
Evanescence?
Yeah.
I know them.
I love her voice. I think it's.
I know. I'm a big.
Paramore.
Who?
Paramore. Like
yeah, I know Paramore.
I like her voice.
Haley Williams.
I like Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
Shakira. Okay. Like I like different types of artists.
The female, the female kind of like the ballad, the sad ballads, that kind of stuff,
like
right?
Rihanna. Like I have a lot of like inspirational type
Okay.
of artists that kind of molds me from who I am. Like I like The Weeknd, like as a male artist, I like
Wow,
his
yeah.
style.
You listen to Kiss 108 at all? Well, you're in Worcester. It may be
Yeah.
not
Yeah, I pass through it, but I just put whatever I put on my Bluetooth. I don't really listen to the radio as much.
Have you ever done a talent show before? Was it at all?
Yeah,
Well, tell me about those.
I was like in high school, so it was like my first talent show.
Okay.
Yeah, and everyone clapped, everyone applauded.
Well, that's
like,
good.
Then I started like doing it like at a church,
Okay.
and I wasn't singing my songs, but I was singing like songs for God and things like that, and it was kind of like a lot of spirituality with the church type of scene.
Did you sing gospel as a kid?
Yeah, it was like gospel, and then around like when I was like 17, around there, I was like my mom was like homeless and whatever. She lived at a shelter.
Oh, really? Wow.
So it was
okay.
like a shelter church, and I was trying to help my mom, but she didn't want to leave and whatever. So I just kind of like sang. It was like my like diary. It was like my way of kind of being out of my existence.
Yeah, that's out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it was
I
like
get
it
it.
was my therapy.
Wow. Okay. Have you ever performed like on a stage before? Do you do it at bars or anything like that, or like places like venues?
Yeah,
of
like
that nature?
I've done a lot of venues, like Sam's Patio a few times.
Okay.
I think it's like Cloud9, and then I've like traveled to like Maine, South Carolina.
Oh, no kidding! You've traveled around the country.
Yeah, like I was around like with the Wu-Tang Clan.
Okay.
So
Did you now? Are you affiliated with other rappers too? Do you do it by yourself, or do you have
I do
other
it
people with you?
independently. I did have management with like Straight Up Entertainment.
Okay.
But I wanted to go through my own type of road because I felt like I was being guided. It's not that I wasn't being guided to like the wrong direction. It just wasn't my direction.
I see. Okay.
I needed to go my own way.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Did you have now when you did that? Did people give you advice about it? I know sometimes when people try doing things that are more unique to themselves, sometimes other people disdain about that. Did that happen with you?
I've gotten I just ask people what they think of my music, and then I get the criticism, and then I just make it better. I'll go back to the studio and critique it until, if I know that my audience is gonna like it, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you could be tone deaf. Sometimes you'll listen to it and you might not hear certain things. So it's good to get advice from other people and make your sound better. It's all about the sound, the beat.
It is. All right. Well, you're obviously very in tune with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever done like a video of any kind? You mentioned a few minutes ago before we started that you're looking for a good videographer to make a video. But have you ever?
I've did videos before, but they weren't to my best abilities. Like I had the vision and stuff like that for it, and I think I was just trying to find myself.
Okay.
And, I just felt like I got disappointed in the video world. Like you don't really know who really to trust in the industry. Like people sell you hopes and dreams. Like yeah, I do it. One person fled to like Las Vegas with my video. So like I've put in money into it, but I've had disappointment, or like they'd be like, yeah, we're gonna do it, and then it just never came about, or put the deposit, they don't show up, or or they don't have high quality camera. I was like always dealing with some type of scenario.
Oh yeah,
but
wow.
I am gonna work with a really good videographer really soon. It goes by the name of Gil. And
someone you already know, right?
Yeah, I've been talking to him, and he wants to help me with my whole project, my whole album. That's why I haven't been wanting to just broadcast the old videos. I want to like kind of shed from that and start over.
Well, you sent me a couple. You've inboxed me a couple of things, and they look great.
Yeah.
So who did those?
Which one? I did a couple.
Yeah, you said just not too long.
I had like one.
Like about 3 weeks ago. That's when I asked you if you wanted to do the show, because you inboxed me something, and I said, "Oh, this looks great. How'd you like to do Topic Time?" Mm-hmm. So it was. I think it might have been your most recent one.
Which one? Like it has to be like. Cause I don't know. I just
all right,
send,
well,
I just send away.
You just send you just send them around.
Yeah,
okay, that's good. I'm glad you did, because you got my attention, and that was wonderful.
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything else in entertainment? Have you ever like done modeling? Have you ever done acting at all?
I did modeling when I was younger.
Okay.
When I was in Georgia, so like when I was down there.
Oh, no kidding, Georgia,
huh? I used to live in Georgia, so I did modeling.
You
but
were
again,
Georgia Peach, huh?
Yeah, like I was in a mall and they came up to me and they're like, "Oh, do you want to do modeling?" And
Wow.
I did that, and then they wanted me to be like their little servant. Like,
Okay.
So I was like walking around trying to get other people to be models and things like that. And
Oh, you
then-
try. Oh, really?
Then
So
they were like, "Oh, let's do a photographer, let's do a video," and then I go there and they don't show up. They didn't
Oh, that's
cancel.
annoying.
So I've dealt with a lot of people giving me hopes and dreams and then not popping up, not showing up, or it's a scam. Like it's a lot of scams out there.
Oh, I know.
It's bad. Like they'll be like, "Oh yeah," but in reality they're just taking your money, and like that's what it's about. So that's why I've had I think issues just trying to.
I understand. Well, guess what? We're about 1/3 of the way through the show. And now we're going to listen to a couple of Remedies songs on Spotify, and then we'll be right back to talk about them. So stay tuned, and we'll come right back.
Tell me why you're not here with me. I don't wanna play this game with you. I want, you don't want. So tell me what you wanna do. I don't wanna play these games with you. I don't want this. I don't want you. Tell me what you wanna do between us two, baby. I want this relationship no more. So tell me what you wanna do. 'Cause I'd rather close the door. Oh, yeah. Tell me what you wanna do. With you. With you. I don't want this. So tell me what you wanna do. I don't want this. I'm sick of way that you talking to me, God. I'd rather stand with my head high and proud. I'm sick of trying to hold on to you, baby, with things that just don't make no sense no more. I'd rather close the door. I'd rather close the door. 'Cause I don't want you no more. 'Cause I don't want you no more. I'd rather close the door. I'd rather close the door. 'Cause I don't want you no more. 'Cause I don't want you no more. Baby, I don't wanna deal with this. I don't wanna deal with this. I don't want that with you. I'm sick of playing all these games. Sick of playing like I'm so insane. Get shit that's back on my brain. Whoa, I'm sick and tired, gon' play your game. About to go, just stay on my lane. Yeah. I don't want this. Tell me what you want me to do, baby. I don't wanna play these games with you. With you. My money goes long, my money gets bigger. You do me wrong, I'll pop that trigger. Money rules everything around me. Fuck y'all niggas, y'all grind me. Should've never had you beside me. I'ma show you who's boss. You got me fucked up. You had me, that's your loss. I'ma show you who's boss. You took me to the maze with all your plugs. I'ma take you to the grave with all your plugs. I'ma shoot a nigga up, I don't give a fuck. I'ma shoot a nigga up, I don't give a fuck. Watch what you say, yeah, watch what he does. I find where you lay, I find where you come. I find where you stay, but you think I'm dumb. Ha ha ha. Do you think I'm dumb? You think it's fun and games? Well, I'm not the one. You think it's fun and games? Well, I'm not the one. Now I'm not the one. You live at 508. Press the button, open that gate. This is what happens when I hate. I shoot a motherfucker in the face. Make sure there's no evident trace. I kill the man, gotta say grace. Gotta say grace. Amen. Amen. Shouldn't have took no flash from a nigga. Shouldn't even gave no pie to a nigga. Fuck your stacks and fuck your figures. My money goes long, my money gets bigger. You do me wrong, I'll pop that trigger. Pop that trigger. Hello? Yeah, I'm outside. Like you were supposed to be here an hour ago. Like what the fuck? Alright, just come outside. Hurry up. I got the body in the bag, nigga. Got that body in the bag. I got that body in the bag. I got that body in the bag. So don't be no snitch. I got that body in the bag. I got that body in the bag. So don't you be no snitch. Don't you be no snitch, bitch.
Oh, those were great. Let's talk about those songs we just heard.
So basically, I just went through a scenario, like a personal scenario,
Okay.
something, and I was mad. I went to like a studio, but I didn't like it. I was upset. So when I got back, I was listening to a beat and I just wrote it down, and it just felt right at the time. And then I wanted to do a video to it again, the scenario. Someone like, yeah, go get the props. I get the props, get everything, and then they didn't show up. They just stood me up. So I just keep going through that. So I think that's what's making it hard for me to develop as an artist, is trying to find
Yes,
a
but
right
look,
team.
listen to this. I'm going to stop you for a second because I'm going to explain something. And you probably know this in your own head because you've been through this. Everything happens for a reason. So you wrote a song because you were pissed that the artist, that the producer wasn't there and didn't do a good job, right?
I was upset about someone that put me in a scenario of like, they were just like, oh, come out to Florida, whatever, I go, and then it was something that I didn't expect it to be.
You weren't happy about it.
I wasn't happy. Like, they were like,
But you
they were
wrote a
just,
song
like,
about it, didn't you?
they were bad people. Like, they had like a bad objective, like it's kind of like a setup.
I understand, but
So, yeah.
it enabled you. But because,
It enabled me to write that song because of what I went through.
that's what I said. Everything happens for a reason, and you made the
Yeah.
most of it. You turned a negative into a positive, and that's great.
Yeah.
That's obviously something you're really good at.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what about that other song?
So I have a song called like My Heart. That one I went all the way to South Carolina. I did my own like tour,
Okay.
and it was supposed to be Fat Joe there.
Okay.
And Fat Joe wasn't there.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like that, and I set up like it was supposed to be Mississippi. Benzino from Love and Hip Hop was supposed to be there. Didn't show up.
Wow. Okay.
So-
Did you go to school? Did you go to school at all for any of this stuff? I'm
No.
not. I mean, did you go to college like after high school? Or any school after music school?
I tried to do medical assistant, but
Okay.
I had a crazy boyfriend, and I was like sitting on the bench, and I don't know, I was just embarrassed. Like, he was just like, no, you're like, don't talk to my girlfriend. And then after that,
Wow.
I started losing interest in
You're
the
not with him
class.
still, I hope, are you?
No, that was a long time ago.
All right,
It was
all
like,
right.
it was a crazy guy that I was with that I shouldn't have been with. But
Okay.
It is what it is.
He,
you know?
he was mad because you were talking to someone while you were waiting to be.
Yeah, he was supposed to pick me up, and someone was talking to me, and then he just, you know, I felt uncomfortable. Like,
I don't
just felt
blame
like
you.
I didn't want to go to school. I felt like I was losing interest
Too
in the
possessive.
class.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just felt like I needed to just like, I guess, I don't know. I just felt like I wasn't in love with doing medical assistant. I only did it just to please my family because they wanted me to get into it. So I was like, oh, I'll get into it.
Right.
But it wasn't my passion.
Okay, no, I understand. But
Yeah.
the good thing is that you learn from your mistakes, and you seem to grow from them too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What are you currently working on?
So right now I'm kind of in a scenario where I was doing my own album,
Okay.
but then I'm like a part of like gonna be a part of like Atlantic Records.
What, did you
So,
say
like, under-
Atlantic Records?
Yeah.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, so I just been like keeping it to myself, but
Okay.
you
Well,
know,
we don't want to give too much
I
away.
don't want to give too much away because it's kind of like not like I signed a couple contracts and stuff like that for like
Wow.
one of my songs that I have, and they want to put it in a movie, and then they want to give me an album deal, but I already had an album in mind, but now I have to change everything around because now I'm under their label, so I can't use my music anymore. Not that I can't use my music, but it's like I have to start a whole fresh slate for the album, so it's kind of like a twist.
Do you have a rep? Do you have like an agent or anything like that?
So basically I'm under their management, so
Oh, well,
yeah.
no, is this, you're talking about Atlantic Records? Wow. I mean, they're a huge record company.
yeah.
Wow. Well, how'd you land that?
So they end up reaching out to me through like emails and stuff like that. and
Okay.
that's how I was able to like. I kept going to Zoom calls. I was like, this is not real, but then I did like my research, and then the address, everything matched, and everything like. So that's when I knew like there was other people attending too, and so they put me like on the top chart because I kept sending them music. Because I worked like 5 years in a studio, so I given myself that because I knew that once I do put myself out there, that I have enough music to back me up.
Okay.
For
What did
years.
you work for? What studio did you have one particular studio?
I went to many different
Many, right?
studios. Yeah, District
Wow.
2, Phoenix Studios, Straight Up Entertainment. I was in there. True Music Studios in Rhode Island.
Wow.
I went to the one in South Carolina, music studio there. I've did a couple studios out there.
You're getting around. That's great.
Yeah, I recently had one of Shazaya, so he was doing like at least 3 tracks and stuff like that. So
Are there any good ones out in Worcester?
it's like a hit and miss, you know what I'm saying? I think I just want to kind of excel more than just being in Worcester.
Well, I don't blame you. Yeah, Worcester's great, but not for.
Worcester hasn't gotten me far, let's
It
just
sounds to me. I mean, you've covered a lot of turf already, so
Yeah.
all you basically have to do. I mean, it sounds to me if you stay the course, you'll achieve whatever goals you're looking to achieve. You're obviously a stick-to-it person, and and when you have issues that are negative, you turn them around, and that's an incredible benefit to be able to do that because not
Yeah.
everybody can do that.
Yeah.
Have you ever? I mean, now you write your own lyrics, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I write them or I just freestyle it. Like I'll hear it and I'll just go on the mic and I'll just say how I feel.
But you're right, and exactly, and you're very how do you say, focused on originality, right?
I tried to be, myself. I listen to only myself. Like I think it's just better to improve myself by listening to myself.
Yep.
But at the same time, I have to listen to other artists to kind of see what's the trend, and but not. I don't want to be like them. You know what I mean? I want to be my own.
Oh, I understand. Do you have like a collaboration with a lot of with other artists currently going on?
I've had a collaboration with Ilion Virtuoso. He did, like, we did a song called Cleopatra. We did that. I did a song with Monte Monteca. He has a big following as well. But I haven't done with a lot of features because I feel like when it comes down to shows, they don't show up, or it's just like an expectation. You have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like if I was gonna do features, it's gonna be with an actual music artist, someone that's more professional. And I just felt like I wanted to focus on just me as by myself without having to have features. Like I feel like if once I make it to the top, you're gonna have to pay me for features. I feel like.
Yeah, that makes sense. So do you perform at venues now? I mean, do you go to like clubs and do you do shows?
I did like a Ibiza lounge not that long ago, like within this month, last month, like the end of last month.
Okay.
So I did a performance. I was kind of going through like a scenario, like basically almost homeless. I had to
Wow.
make sure that my roof situation was on top notch. I had to save money, I had to make sure my car was registered. I had to make sure I had to handle my things first. And
Okay.
now that I handled that, you know, I'm ready to focus on my album. I'm ready to.
Do you have any
show the
children?
world. I have a daughter. Yeah, she's
A little kid, right?
she's 10. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I mean, how, is she inspired by your music?
Yeah, she listens to my music.
Okay. Is she musical too? Does she play?
She sings too.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Have you ever? I'm just wondering. I know she's young, but if would you ever consider collaborating with her? I mean, when she
I
gets a little,
thought of that. You know.
yeah, it might be a good idea.
I thought that would be really. I think that would be really cute because, I've recorded her before, like you know, to see how her
Yeah,
voice
yeah.
sounds, you know. But I think we have potential to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, guess what? We're down to the final 5 minutes of the show. I hope you had fun talking to me, and I hope we
Yeah.
covered as much about you as we could. And I know that the songs were great, and you're very talented. And like I told you at the beginning, what I want you to do, you know, within the final 5 minutes is just look at that green light right there. That's your camera. Just give a few shouts out to people. You can start with your daughter if you want. I'm sure she'll see the show.
Yeah.
And then some of the other people. Just condense them, and then we'll wrap the show up with my snap and the way we began it.
Okay. So yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my daughter. You know, she'll be watching this eventually. I want to give a shout out to my mom, my dad. You know, just everyone in my family. There's a big family, so there's a big shout out. So, but I just want to say thank you for bringing me here.
All right, thank you.
First shout out to you, and you know, it's awesome. Thank you.
Okay. If you had a good time with me, you know anybody that's either musically inclined or is interesting in any way at all, let's get them on my show. Have them, you know, give me a call or a text. You got my
Yeah,
digits. Just have
I'll
them.
let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You don't even
Like,
have to
I
let
a
me
couple
know. Just
people-
let them know, and then they'll
Yeah.
get back to me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. It's very easy. I'm an open book when it comes to getting new people on the show,
Mm-hmm.
and I love getting guests on from word of mouth, and that's really good. All right. So going forward, is there anything coming up on the horizon for you that you forgot that you'd like to mention that you might have overlooked before we wrap the
I
show up?
mean, I plan on once I become like more successful in my music career and have everything in order that I can do like a book of my life
Okay.
and make it into a movie, maybe put it on Netflix. Like I've thought of something like that.
Well, if you want me in the movie,
documentary.
have you ever been on a TV show before until today?
It was kind of like a little podcast. I thought it was gonna be something like this, but it was a little podcast.
Small, not as big as this.
Yeah, it was just an internet show. So I thought, oh yeah, it's gonna be
Okay.
like, but it wasn't the way.
All right.
it
I don't want. Listen, I'm not putting down any other people's
No.
stuff. I
If
mean,
people have their podcasts, you know, that was a good stepping stone. This is actually something that, you know, this is like my first interview.
well,
like,
I'm
compared
wanting to hear that.
Yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah.
hoping that's what you'd say.
Yeah.
All right. Remedy did a great job. By the way, is that your given name?
No.
Okay. Well, that's fine. We don't have to. If you want to tell me what it is, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
It's a perfect name for a rapper.
They wanted to actually change my name, Atlantic Records. They wanted.
Oh,
To.
okay. Well.
But I don't know.
Well,
I
I mean,
rather, you know, it is what it is. Like
you-
if I'm not Remedy Stone and I'm something else, I'm something else. You know what I mean? Sometimes like P Diddy, Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
Like things, you know, sometimes you're gonna have to change.
Well, I think you
the
got a pretty
name.
name than any of those guys.
Yeah.
Remedy Stone sounds way prettier than P Diddy or Puff Daddy.
Yeah. No, but like I thought of like, you know, like Rolling Stones, Remedy Stone. Like I just.
Yeah. No. You listen. I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
You did it, and I'm so honored that you came out here to do my show, and you did a great job.
Thank you.
All right, so you ready to wrap the show up the way we began it with the snapping and the
Yeah, I'll
book?
snap with you.
All I ask is that you don't bang the table because it would jump
Yeah,
the CD.
I was like, what's he doing snapping? I was like, should I snap? I was like,
Well, okay,
now I
well,
know next
you
time
got
to
about 2
snap with
seconds
you.
to make up your mind if you're going to snap. As we
No, I'm
wrap it.
snapping.
Okay. All right, folks, we're wrapping the show up. See you next time. Have another awesome week. Take care. Signing off. Over and out.